Hi everyone. I wanted to give you a quick update on what I've been working on with regards to the tree setter integration. So now I've got tree setter actually incorporated into the language server. So basically, what's happening is I'm packaging in the tree setter WASM files. So I've got this grammars folder now, which has a tree set of WASM files for each of the languages. And what I do is I actually copy those in when we're doing a build, and so those are copied into like the out folder. I still haven't tested like the packaging of the executable or anything like that, which I'll do shortly. But basically, the idea is that we package these WASM files along with the language server, so that then we can start doing some parsing, right? So I want to show you a simple thing that I was working on is to figure out, is the current code being is it a code generation that we are requesting for, right? So you can imagine that in our code suggestion request, we can send whether this is a code generation request or whether this is a suggestion request, right? Or completion request rather. So let me show you an example. So I've got this parser that I've written now, and this parser currently just has a single method called isCodeGeneration. And what we're doing here is detecting the language, and then based on the language, we're finding the last block, right? And we're checking what the type of the last block is. So if it's comment, that means that this is obviously a comment, and we're going to start doing generation instead of just completion. And this works pretty well. So let me show you this in action. So I've got an extension. I've got the extension set up with a JavaScript file. Let me just clear the console here so that you can see. So if I'm actually here, for example, it says code generation false. So we're not actually in generation mode because we don't have a comment, right? But if I were to put a comment here saying add numbers, something like that, and then here if you see it says code generation true very clearly. So while I'm inside a comment where the last block is a comment, it goes into generation mode, right? So I'm very easily being able to detect whether it's code generation or not. And let me show you this in a different place. So if I'm here, for example, it's going to say this is false. But if I put a comment here in any of these blocks saying function to find primes, right? And so now if you see its generation requested true, and so it knows it's a code generation request. So when my cursor is in that part of the file, it knows it's a generation request. And this really works across languages, right? So for example, if I'm here in this Python file, you can see that code generation is false. However, if I'm here below a comment, even inside a function, like it's complicated, right? I'm able to detect that it's actually a prime number here. It's actually a code generation request, right? So that's the POC for tree setter in the language server, doing a detection of whether it's code generation or not accurately based on the AST of the document. All right, thank you.